this meeting of the Municipal Planning Commission for May 14th, 2026 to order at 4 p.m. Clerk can call the roll.
Miss Ellsworth.
Yes, here.
Mr. Yashnik.
Here.
Mr. Deal.
Here.
Mr. Salyers.
Here. All right, we have a quorum present. The mayor is unable to make it today, so I'm standing in as the chair of the committee. I will remind all commission members to please make sure the red light on your microphone is on, because if it is not, you will not be read into the record. We'll find a way to get you in there. Also, I will encourage the city inspector and our development services manager to make sure to do the same. And if anybody speaks at the podium, there is a microphone there. Please make sure that you'll speak into that. That way we can get you on the video record. All right, moving on to minutes approval. Commission members, you have the MPC minutes from April 9th's meeting available to you. Are there any additions or corrections? There is a microphone there. Please there is some severe feedback going on here. Thanks, Rob. There we go. Hearing none, we will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, say aye for approval.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. Moving on to today's items. We have two items. At the discretion of the chair, I would ask that we look at 2026 MPC 13 first, as I believe there will be more discussion about MPC 12. So if that is agreeable with the rest of the commission, we will move 2026 MPC 13 to the forefront and have a discussion on that. So there is no, if there's no opposition to that, we'll go ahead and move forward with that. So is there anybody here on behalf of Gilchrist Estates Phase 3 preliminary plat? All right. Sir, if you'll please step to the podium, say your name, address, and swear in. Is that correct, Rob? Okay.
Mm-hmm. My name is Aaron Cox. My address is 287 Kent Circle Northeast, New Philadelphia, Ohio. I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God under penalty of perjury.
Thank you, sir. All right. What do we have here?
The Upper Gilchrist Estates development by Schleyball Builders. We're looking to move forward with Phase 3 of the development there. It's single-family residential homes. Phase 3 consists of 10 residential lots and an extension of Plymouth Drive, about approximately 450 linear feet.
Okay, commission members, are you, and I believe Mr. Sherman's pulling that up. All right. So Plymouth Drive currently ends right there at the road.
Yep.
It would continue on, and those are the platted additions.
Preliminarily platted, yes.
I would note for the commission that this development has previously come before the commission several other times. The overall plan for the development has been approved, and then as they move into different phases of development, they bring those individual phases to the commission to get their approval.
All right. So, Mr. Deal, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I do not.
Mr. Yashnik, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I do not.
Ms. Ellsworth, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I do not.
All right, Ms. Blankenhorn, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I'm going to speak on behalf of the city engineer because he is stuck in traffic coming home from a meeting in Columbus. So he relayed to me this afternoon that engineering has reviewed and the surveying data closes properly, that the water modeling meets all standards. The sewer was designed to handle everything, including development to the east, on the east side of Upper Gilchrist Road, and the stormwater was approved with the Phase 1.
And just for commentary and for the sake of the public, these units, or these additional, plots, yeah, there we go, will be a part of the, private stormwater, and they will pay into that private stormwater, assessment.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
These are also regulated by the deed restrictions as noted in the reference on the top of the plat.
Okay. All right. Anything further from?
That's all I have, thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zimmerman,
I have no concerns over this.
thank you, sir. Anything else?
That's all I have.
All right. So you may have a seat, and we will now turn it over to the public. Is there anybody that would wish to speak against this proposal? Hearing none. Is there anybody that would wish to speak in favor of this proposal? Hearing none. All right. We'll now turn it back over to the commission. If there is no other comments, questions, or concerns, this is a ruling of the Municipal Planning Commission to approve this as it is presented. So, again, as Mr. Bourne pointed out, this is just a continuation of a development that we have discussed and frankly scrutinized several times. So I don't see any reason to belabor this any longer. The chair would entertain a motion for approval.
I'll move to.
approve the plat as presented.
There's enough motions for all of us. All right, so have a motion by Mr. Yashnik and a second by Ms. Ellsworth.
I'll second.
All right. There's a motion on the floor for approval. Is there any further discussion? If not, the clerk can call the roll.
Ms. Ellsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Yashnik,
Yes.
Mr. Deal,
Yes.
Mr. Sawyers.
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you. All right. We will now turn our attention to MPC 2026 MPC 12 Pleasant Street 105 West, also referred to as 105 West Pleasant Street. Conditional use for a cultural facility. This is also a ruling. Is there anyone speaking on behalf of this? You may approach the podium. Please give us your name, your address, and please swear in.
My name is Nicole Miller. My address is 105 West Pleasant Street. I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God, or under penalty or perjury.
All right. All right. What are we talking about today?
Well, I have an opening statement.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So, thank you for your time today. I am the owner and resident of Miller Manor. Miller Manor is a historic home built in the 1860s that I've worked hard to preserve and care for. In addition to being my home, the property has organically evolved into a small creative and cultural space centered around photography, art, and community-focused gatherings. I'm a professional photographer, and the main use of the property is appointment-based photography sessions, creative workshops, and small-scale arts-related activities. The goal is not to operate as a large commercial event venue, but rather maintain a thoughtfully managed, low-impact creative space that complements the historic character of the property and the surrounding area, including contributing to Mount Vernon's broader arts and cultural ecosystem. One thing that's really important to me is preserving both the home itself and the surrounding neighborhood. Any activities on the property are intentionally limited in scale and owner managed by me. I understand the importance of being respectful to the neighbors regarding parking, noise, traffic, frequency, and use, so I'm committed to keeping that impact minimal. Miller Manor has also become a place that supports local artists, makers, and small businesses through occasional curated events like our annual Arts and Vintage Market, better known as the Market at the Manor. These events are community-oriented and reflect the creative and historic character of the property. I do truly care about Mount Vernon and about being responsible steward of this home. I grew up here, my friends and family are here, my memories are here, and now many others have made their own memories at Miller Manor. It's also brought many people together, many connections, relationships have flourished because of the manor, and it's given other local artists a visual identity and safe place to create. So my hope is to simply continue using the property in a way that supports the arts, historic preservation, and small-scale community engagement while remaining compliant with the surrounding neighborhood. I also want to be transparent that part of the vision of the property may include occasional micro weddings or elopement style gatherings that are intentionally very small in scale, generally around 30 people or less. These would be quiet, highly curated gatherings that fit within the historic and artistic nature of the property rather than large scale event venue. The focus would still remain on photography, the experience of the space itself, and maintaining a respectful, low-impact environment for the neighborhood. So any of those gatherings would continue to be owner-managed and intentionally limited in frequency and size. Yeah, I'm a very creative person and an intentional person, so I've put my whole heart into this. Miller Manor is just a beautiful home, and it deserves to be shared with the community. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Miller. So, commission members, you have the application for a conditional use permit that has been provided with some details about the facility, specifically being proposed as a cultural facility as laid out in the codified ordinances, specifically under our zoning code. The question really that this body has to ask itself is whether or not this meets the definition of a cultural facility. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Brewer to play the skunk at the garden party, shall we?
So first off, Ms. Miller, my name is Rob Braun. I'm Law Director for the City of Mount Vernon. And you're asking this to be a cultural facility which is defined in Codified Ordinance 1117.03. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also going to be living there?
Yes.
Okay. I would note for the commission that she's asking for a conditional use of the facility, but there does not appear to be provision that she have two uses, residential and the conditional use. So that's a question that this commission will have to determine. Secondly, did you review the review criteria for conditional uses before you applied for it?
Yes.
Okay. And did you answer the 14 questions in your submission?
I believe so.
Okay. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to, we can work through these one by one, or if there are ones particularly that the commission wishes to explore, how do we want to do this?
Let's go through the commission to see if there are any questions or comments or anything, and then we will circle back here. Ms. Miller, if you'd like to have a seat for a second, we'll just make note of any questions or comments, and then you can address the group again. Mr. Deal, upon immediate examination of this, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I guess question for Mr. Bruin. If we did accept this and then it became an issue as far as traffic or parking, what happens next? Are we able to pull that back?
Well, there are a couple of different things that could happen. You could approve it as she applied, or you could approve it with very specific conditions. And if she violated those conditions, that would act as a termination of the conditional use. So that if things got too large or beyond what that is, the conditional use would terminate. Or the commission could choose to ask for additional information from the applicant and move this to another meeting for final determination, or the commission could choose to reject the application as made.
Okay.
So those are sort of the four things. Specifically with yours, what happens if it gets too large? The first question would be, how do you determine what's too large? And at least my suggestion, if the commission is leaning that way, is to add specific language to the approval so that, can't be this large or whatever, however the commission chooses to define that, to lay out the specific guideposts so that Ms. Miller has an understanding of exactly what the commission is looking for.
Okay.
Mr. Yashnik.
One of the questions I have is that.
Can you speak into the microphone?
Does this bridge over into being a for-profit business more than a cultural arts facility?
Well, the specific definition, which I will now read, says cultural facility, public or private facilities used for display, performance, or enjoyment of heritage, education, history, or the arts. Specifically, the definition does contemplate that people might be able to be a for-profit business, which I think then gets back to Mr. Deal's question about limits.
So I'll speak just as, aside from being the chair, being the safety service director and community member myself, I, along with the city inspector, would be tasked with if there were complaints, if this quiet cultural center became, the spillover of incarceration, Mount Vernon edition. So there is nothing from what I can see that would preclude an individual from living in a cultural facility with a cultural, which I believe was kind of a yes but situation. Additionally, there's nothing that would preclude somebody from making a profit off of a cultural facility. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's that. I think there are some parameters which we've talked about with other stipulations in our code, that we don't want to leave things open for interpretation for both the city and for the property owner. That we don't want it to be ambiguous, because if we provide this conditional use, if Ms. Miller decides that, hey, it's Miller Manor now, but it can be somebody else's manor tomorrow because she wants to move, as is her prerogative, would the conditional use travel with the property owner as a zoning change would?
It could. It would have to be.
There's no lapse in
Yeah.
operation.
That's it's the continuous use.
So that would be my question. If seems like a trustworthy person, but I don't know who she sells it to, right? That would be the concern that I would have if this conditional use travels with.
As Ms. Blankenhorn said, if there is a lapse,
Right.
and so it has to be continuous. If there's a lapse, I think it's 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a lapse of 6 months, then the conditional use terminates as a matter of law.
Sure.
So
let's just assume that, this is a, nice, cultural facility, and somebody else feels that way too, and they want to purchase it, and that's how it is sold on the market as a cultural facility. And
it would transfer with any restrictions that the commission has placed upon the grant.
Which is what I am hoping that this body focuses more on, not necessarily saying no, but yes, but. And with that, I'll move over. Ms. Ellsworth.
Yeah, my questions are really around size and scope of events, particularly the vendor one. I trust Ms. Miller that if they're holding a small wedding, but how many vendors, where are they parking?
She can come back up and answer the questions
Yep.
if you like.
Yep, that'd be great. Sort of how you envision the specific, I can't remember what you called it.
Market at the Manor.
Thank you, Market
Yep.
at the Manor, and what that parking looks like in that neighborhood. Do we have a map of the property
Yeah, there should be one
in the packet?
in the
Yeah.
packet, and there's also, I believe there's a aerial of the market going on
Perfect.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a-
And scroll to the right.
That was that.
That's not a good
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
You
what my
didn't
house
take that
looks
one,
like.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Not my work, she said.
it's a drone shot,
Yeah.
but it's kind of skewed a little.
I don't
wonky.
see, I didn't
Yeah.
see,
Yeah, I'm not seeing a map.
Well, that was it.
I drove by and the front
pulled it
yard
up.
is much wider than
Yeah.
that.
So could you speak a little bit to like how you get your vendors, how you limit do you limit them? What is the parking situation and the traffic, and how do you keep, droves of public coming?
Yeah.
Kind of what that looks like.
So I have only capped it at about 35 vendors, and I stagger their arrival. So even the week of, they are able to come at any point and set up their booth. Like the trailer you see there, they came a few days before, so they were kind of just like staggered in days and times. And then as far as attendance, like the guests, I definitely encourage people to explore Mount Vernon. So I have put out an itinerary where people can, kind of go downtown, start at the farmer's market, go to maybe North Main Cafe or Happy Bean, get some breakfast, and then explore some of the shops downtown, like Old Mr. Bailiwick's, some of the antique stores. And then I encourage them to park along anywhere from downtown to like up Route 3 and Mulberry Street, because it's all generally like during daytime hours. So there's no late night hours going on. So generally public parking is available. And then I encourage them to walk so they can explore the historic neighborhood.
Am I in the right area? That Walnut Alley, West
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant Street, all of that. So you're a couple of blocks off of west of Main Street.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. How many people would you say you have at one of your markets?
The last market was in the 400 range, but that is over a course of like several hours. So the market hours were from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but people were there arriving, like the vendors were there arriving from like 6 a.m. to about 6 p.m. So over the course of like 12 hours, it was about 400.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Bourne, am I understanding correctly that there's no necessary reason that someone can't live in the same location as the cultural center?
It's a question that's not answered by the ordinance, and so that's a question that will be determined by this body.
Okay,
But there is nothing that says that you cannot approve it like that.
okay, great, thank you.
You can have a seat. All right. Ms. Blankenhorn, do you have any concerns, comments, questions?
Mr. Zimmerman and I met with the applicant, initially looking at a home occupation, and determined that we didn't think that would fit. The applicant is the one that proposed the cultural facility, and so that's how we landed here today. We walked through several scenarios, talking through different things. The concern in the forefront of my mind is parking and disruption to the neighborhood. What gives me some comfort in that is that this has taken place and we had no knowledge of it. No one reported it. We did find out about it in hindsight when someone reported it to us. But it was more of a question of why can they have this? And because they were inquiring about doing some kind of a garden center across the street. And so it trickled down to this. I don't know.
Classic.
I've not come to a decision in my mind, but those are things that have
Sure.
fluttered to the surface.
Right. Okay.
Myself, the parking is a concern for me because you have a small area up there. But I do think that you can accommodate some more to the north off the alleyway there.
I also have a driveway, so there's some limited on-site
Do we need her on mic?
Yeah, she needs
Yeah.
to come up and
Yeah.
speak.
Sorry to make you come away. You have like a horseshoe drive, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. And then to the north of that, there is an area for probably 4 or 5 additional vehicles, maybe.
Yeah, it could
Okay.
probably do a little bit more than that. I have,
Okay.
on the back side of the house, the side that you can't see,
Alright.
we usually pack them in up there.
Okay, that's what it looked like when, it looked like you had everyone up that way.
Yeah.
And then the Pleasant Street side of the property is where you staged your vendors and everything. The only question I have, and I'm sorry, I have a lot of hats here.
Okay.
The camper,
Yeah,
they did not stay in the camper, did they?
no,
Okay.
that's just their shop.
Okay, that's their, okay. That-
What is your concern about that, though?
Because we have people trying to live in campers and stay in campers in the city, and there's an ordinance against that, and they're not allowed.
Okay, yeah, no.
And also, are you going to do the B&B as well, or?
It's an Airbnb. Yeah, that's next door.
Okay, that's a different property and structure, okay. Okay, no, that's all I got.
Okay.
Can I ask another question?
While she's still standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you.
She get
What
her
is
steps in.
your restroom situation
I have
For-
2 bathrooms.
in the home?
Yeah.
So when people come to the market, they go into the
Yes.
home? Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions for Ms. Miller?
Was there food sold and purchased?
There was a coffee truck and a, she was like a bakery. She sells baked goods.
Do we know if the health department was contacted and the proper permits were,
They are licensed LLCs.
well, that's a state
Well,
license for
okay,
their business
so-
form.
I mean, I did not check, but they are well-established businesses that have done several of these markets. So that's how I found them.
That would be something that in the future, if things get approved, you want to make sure that they have a Knox County Health Department certificate that they've been checked. That way the health department knows.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
We'll move on to the next portion, which is there anyone that would like to speak against this proposal? All right. Hearing nothing. Is there anyone speaking in favor of this proposal? All right. So if you'll please come to the podium, speaking to the microphone. We will allot 4 minutes for your comments, please.
That's hard. Okay.
She's got the,
Oh, yes,
Oh.
sorry. Please state your name, your address, and please swear in.
Okay. My name is Olivia Toth, and my address is 803 Kingsway Circle, Howard, Ohio, 43028. And I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and abilities, so help me God, or under a penalty of perjury. like I said, my name is Olivia Toth. I work for the Knox County Convention and Visitors Bureau. I have had a partnership with Nicole Miller for over 6 years now in our professional, working with the CVB, working as a partner to bring this kind of event and kind of destination to town. Obviously, we were working on what it means to just bring events and experiences to the ecosystem of Mount Vernon and Knox County as a whole. And so to have this kind of curated event is obviously on the docket for us. We love to see this within the town and any of the villages. So we really support this kind of mechanism happening because it is very curated. It is something that people are looking for and will travel for. I will share that based on our foot traffic data that we have, the first weekend of October when this event is held is one of the most busiest weekends within the county. So it wouldn't be just, oh, we're disrupting the time, what's going on in Mount Vernon. This is across the county. We're seeing high traffic that weekend. There's also a really big antique sale that also goes on just down the road, Route 3 at the Warwick Farm Rural Society sale. So it is really a great event to have in conjunction at the same time. It really speaks to the arts and culture that we already have established here. It really boosts that kind of foot traffic within downtown, like a farmer's market is the last weekend of a farmer's market. So it is a really nice package weekend for Knox County as a whole. I'll also share that we have Biketoberfest that goes on that weekend. So we try to drive those people that are coming in for that event to really bike up, bike through downtown, and perhaps bike up to this event as well. So just from a tourism perspective, this is something that, again, helps us kind of stand out and offer something that is not always so closely in downtown. There's a lot of wedding venues, but something that, again, is more curated, more of an art public space is unique to us. So I think it really adds to the character and charm that we already have established here. So, yeah.
Thank you. Next.
All right, hi, my name is Erin Fitzpatrick. My address is 105 West Lambertine Street. I affirm that my testimony is truthful to the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God, or under penalty of perjury. My husband and I have lived
Can you keep speaking into the mic?
Sorry.
Yeah.
My husband and I live directly to the north of Nicole's property line. We are the only home that shares a property line with them. We've lived in our home for 26 years, and probably those 20 years prior to when Nicole moved in, it was just a revolving door of dumps. It was, I know personally when we first moved in, I called the health department every week on one of the neighbors. Nicole came in with an idea. She came to our house before she even put an offer on it and was talking about, her thoughts and visions. The house is amazing. The grounds are amazing. They have brought all of our property values up quite a bit. She recently purchased the house west of them, which was falling down, holes in the ceiling, another real dump, and it is gorgeous. So I believe that Nicole is here to stay. She brings value to the neighborhood, and we've been through a couple of these markets on the manor, and honestly, if you didn't see it out the window, I wouldn't even know it was going on. It is very respectful. She's always considerate. She'll come over and say, hey, I've got this going on, or what do you think about this? As far as the parking, I've never had a problem getting in and out of my driveway or my home during one of her events. In fact, we've offered up our driveway, our yard, for additional parking should she need it, whether it's their cars or vendor cars. But this is something that we never envisioned living on the west side of town. It has rough edges, but this is beautiful, and I believe she's here to stay, and her intentions are right on point, I believe. So, thank you.
I can't add much to that. My name is Mark Fitzpatrick. My address, as Aaron said, is at 105 West Lambertine, adjacent north to Nicole's property. And again, I'll testify, number one, to the improvements they've done with the property.
Marcus, before you testify, could you swear in by
I'm
reading
sorry.
the green paper in
I
front of you?
affirm that my testimony is truthful and the best of my knowledge and ability, so help me God, or under penalty of perjury.
Thank you.
Again, as Aaron mentioned, the house was in disrepair over several different tenants. And it was really a shame because it's a beautiful old house. It's been there several hundred years. And the changes, not only the impressiveness that Nicole has done a lot of the renovations herself, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. The fact that people want to come in there and use it as a background for their photographs, for their priceless. They bring their families in there. On a regular basis, several times a week, there's families in there taking pictures. It's really part of a good direction that I see our neighborhood moving to. Beside the gentrification of the old middle school area, it's moving towards our house. As Aaron said, it's improving our property values. It's improving our safety and our pride in our neighborhood. I just can't say enough about the things that Nicole has done to improve our property as well as our neighborhood. As far as parking, I would be the first one to complain if there were parking. That would have been me in my yard, me in my way. And it's never been an issue. Between all the public parking on both sides of Mulberry coming down into town, Pleasant Street, as well as walking within a couple of blocks, it's not been an issue. Again, she's mentioned the size of these have not been. It's not a huge festival. It's not Incarceration South, like you mentioned, but it's never been an issue. Period. So we got a flyer in the mail that this hearing was going to be held, and we really felt strongly to come down and support Nicole in what she wants to do. She's doing good things for the community, and our heart's in the right place. So thank you.
Thank you. So it looks like the properties that are adjacent to this property along Walnut Alley, looks like there are about 4. Only one is listed as connected to an individual's name, and I'm going to assume that those are rental properties. Is that accurate assessment?
I
Okay.
believe that is correct, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Not that a rental property does not have the equal rights as a owner-occupied property, but have you received, Ms. Miller, if you wouldn't mind?
She just got you a little chair.
Yeah, she's just got comfortable. Have you had any sort of interaction with the property owners that are adjacent to Walnut? Because I assume that that's where maybe someone would enter through Walnut to, if I'm looking at this map correctly, that's where maybe there's some, that horseshoe drive. Is that the access that they would take?
Just to get onto the property?
Yeah.
No, they can access the property from Pleasant Street
Okay.
as well.
All right. So I'm looking at maybe, it's hard to tell what the addresses of maybe lot 321, lot 320. They likely use that Walnut Alley to access their rear parking. So if you've just had any question about any sort of interaction that you've had with them, or if there have been any conversation?
No, actually, all of my neighbors are they highly encourage me to keep going. They love being part of it. I either personally invite them to the market, or I put a flyer on their door, so everybody's invited, and they actually really enjoy having something like this in their area. So most of the neighbors come. The rental property that you're talking about, one is a disabled woman, another is an older woman that doesn't drive, and then another one is a younger couple that actually spent all day over at my market. So.
And I assume if they had strong feelings in the negative, they would be here letting us know.
Yeah.
Right,
So, yeah.
right.
Been around the block long enough to know that that's how that works. All right. All right, I have nothing else, but I do think that it would be wise for us, as this is our first cultural facility that we have done in the city that I'm aware of. Rob, Lacey, have you, remember another cultural facility?
I was trying to think, we had on East Gambier Street, I think it might have been considered a cultural facility, or it was part of the discussion. Was it Lighthouse?
Oh,
Like, I forget.
I don't think they went for cultural house. The cultural
They had a
facility.
different zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cultural facility is something brand new to the 2024 rewrite.
Yeah.
And so we haven't seen anything like it
I have to be
before.
honest. She pointed it out to me. I didn't know it was there. Granted, I am only a year into this. And if I may, I went up and myself and Brian Marvin, we looked at the property. It's immaculate. And I find it refreshing in my line of work that people are improving their houses and improving their properties. And that's what I want to encourage. And as a city, we are. All we got to do is just make sure we dot all of our i's and cross our t's.
Right.
Myself personally and professionally, I don't see really an issue, especially now that the neighbors have talked about the parking and everything. I do think that we should maybe put some parameters on size, okay, and times. You know, not to run real late in the evening, not saying you would, but, you know, to have a reasonable end time and start time. And the size, I think, would be nice. That way it protects everyone.
Agreed.
Okay.
So with that in mind, I think it would be wise to entertain a postponement to the next meeting. That would give us time to work with the property owner and work as the administrative body to come up with those rules and then bring that back collectively to MPC to allow that vote to proceed. Is that, Mr. Broren?
You can certainly do that.
Yep. Well, the chair would then entertain a motion that would sound a lot like that. All right.
I move to whatever the chair just said.
Oh.
To table it and,
Well, actually, we're going to continue it to a date certain.
yeah.
Zach, what's the next date?
Let me pull that up.
That would be Thursday, June 11th. It's the second Thursday of June.
Sounds like it's Thursday, June 11th.
So I move to table until Thursday, June 11th. Is that what I'm saying?
You're continuing to a date certain to June 11th, so we'll do it like that. Yep.
Yep.
So we have a motion to continue this conversation to a date certain, and that date is certainly June 11th.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, the clerk can call the roll.
Ms. Ellsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Yashnik?
Yes.
Mr. Deal?
Yes.
Mr. Sawyers?
Yes. All right, motion carries. Ms. Miller will be in touch, and we'll come up with some parameters. That way there's no ambiguity, and both you, your neighbors, and the city will all be on the same page. And should you ever come to the point where, you know, the property changes hands or your neighbor's properties changes hands, there's clarity all around. All right?
All right,
Thank you.
thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
And Mr. Bourne, if I'm correct, once this is, say it's passed on the 11th, then it takes effect immediately, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
A ruling of the MPC, so.
Yeah. It actually,
Doesn't have to
in the, it actually says in here specifically that this becomes effective immediately.
All right.
That's a G.
There is nothing else that needs to come before this body, so I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? You can stay here. Thank you.